You can get a good night's sleep, but only if you're willing to make a few small adjustments to get better prepared for sleep. But what is considered a good night's sleep? Is it how long you sleep? Is it a matter of if you wake up well rested and ready to jump out of bed? Some people believe that you only need 4 hours of sleep, while others need 8 or more hours of sleep. Well, here's the deal. According to the CDC, adults need about 7 or more hours of sleep per night for best health and well being. So, have you ever noticed how bad or sluggish you feel after a bad night's sleep, whether it's not enough sleep or if you spent the entire night tossing and turning due to bad dreams? Or the dreaded restless leg or body syndrome or body itching while trying to get to sleep. I can relate to all three of those. I've actually experienced all of that. And, it took me a long time to finally figure out a daily routine and, more important, a nightly routine that prepared me for, well, sleep. You see, most people, and you are most likely one of those people who have terrible habits leading up to and getting ready to go to bed. Some of those bad habits include, but are not limited to, drinking coffee in the evening, eating dinner too late, or even eating a nightly snack filled with sugar. I'm definitely guilty of that sometimes because, I used to actually like eating a big giant bowl of cereal at night. It took me a while to get to stop doing that. And when you're finally ready to get into bed, you're either watching television, surfing the web, or even worse, you're checking your social media for 2 hours before you finally decide to call it a night. Does that sound like you? I've definitely been guilty of all of that. And it's been reported that people who get less than 7 hours of sleep were more likely to be obese, physically inactive, have brain fog, and even worse, develop the bad habits of drinking or smoking, leading to chronic health conditions compared to those who got 7 or more hours of sleep. You know, I have a few tips that will help you get prepared for a great night's sleep. But before we go into that, let me tell you a quick story. So, I struggled with sleep for many years to the point that I would stay up until 2 or 3 o'clock or even later or even all night, you know what I'm saying, before even getting to sleep. So, I was in the military for 24 years. I'm retired now, but I was active duty for 24 years and I have several deployments to Iraq, Afghanistan, Kuwait, Panama, Poland. I mean, I've been to a lot of different places throughout those 24 years. And I can tell you that I've had many sleepless nights, to include not getting any sleep for 4 days in a row before finally getting to sleep. And it was only 3 hours of sleep before I had to get right back up and get after it again. And then I stayed awake for 3 more days before finally getting back to sleep. Now that was actually during about, I think it was about a 9 day period, I want to say, where, as you can tell, I really didn't get any sleep for about 7 of those days. Okay. And, and it was crazy. I mean, I had brain fog. I couldn't hardly move. I couldn't hardly think straight, but I had to get things done, and that's what was on my mind, just getting stuff done. Now, here's the thing. This was actually not unusual, especially when I was in a field environment or I was deployed. It was expected to stay awake sometimes. It really was. Okay. And sometimes your life depended on staying awake. Now, when big missions were about to happen, I struggled immensely to get to sleep because of the massive amounts of things that was running through my head. And this even carried over when I got back home. And I was with my family. And I was in the safety of my own home. I had my own bed. I wasn't sleeping, on rocks or in a cot or just out in the, out in the open somewhere. I struggled with it. And, for years, I just got used to being a night person, and it triggered something in my brain that it's nighttime, so I must be awake. It took me a long time. I mean, an absolute long time to break that habit. And, I never actually broke that habit until I retired from the military. And now Now I put forth an intentional effort to go to bed at around 9 o'clock p.m. every single night. And then I get up somewhere between 4 and 6. Now I still have times where I struggle, where I'll get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and I'll be like, you know what? Forget it. I'm up. I still have those kinds of days because I did have a job when I was in the military that my day started at 2:30 in the morning. And sometimes it didn't end until about 8, 9, or 10 o'clock at night. So I wasn't really getting very much sleep during that 2-year time span. Well, that was for about a year. Okay. And I'm telling you, getting up at 2:30 in the morning and having to be at work at 3 o'clock in the morning sucks. Now, I only lived about 5 minutes away from work, but getting up at 2:30, heading right on out the door and just hitting everything running at 3 o'clock, and then being prepared to have to do physical activity at 4 o'clock in the morning. Okay. That really sucked. So here's the deal. You might be thinking this. I'm not in the military. I never was in the military. I never served, but I have high anxiety, high stress, and I have a mountain of other things wrong with me. I'm here to tell you that's garbage. That is absolutely in your mind. That's a mindset. Now, I understand you have everyday things going on within your world. There's stress. I know that you got some stress. I have stress as well, too. I have things that I think about. I have a lot of the same problems. Okay. But it's a mindset. You have to overcome that. Okay. Don't let a weak mindset control you. Okay. And believe that those are limiting factors that's holding you back. Well, I have stress. Oh, I have high anxiety. I got ADHD, whatever the case may be. Quit using those as excuses. I guarantee that you can shut down whatever is going on inside your head so that you can get to sleep at night. Stop worrying about it at night. You're about ready to go to bed. There's nothing that you can do. If there's something you can do about it, great, do something about it. If you can't do something about it, don't worry about it. Okay? Now, you might also believe that you have to take all kinds of medication just to get to sleep. And I can relate to that, and that may be true. I also take a little bit of something at night to help me get to sleep. All right. It's like a melatonin mix. So it's got melatonin. I think it's like L-theanine. It's got a few different things in it that I do take at night, and it does make me drowsy and it does help me sleep. Okay. But there are some natural ways of relaxing your mind and body before going to bed. And I'll go over some of those things here in a little bit. All right. So you might also be thinking that, well, you also have sleep apnea and you struggle with that. Great. I get it. So do I. I have sleep apnea and I sleep with a CPAP machine at night. And I can tell you 100% how bad it sucks to sleep with a CPAP machine. It sucks. Okay. To sleep with a CPAP machine. I went through, I think, 2 different masks and tried to go through several different sleeping positions and pillows and all blankets and all these different things, sleep with a fan on, sleep with a fan off, sleep with noise, no noise, music, whatever. I tried all those things and I get it. I can absolutely relate to those kinds of things. All right. But I'm telling you, you can get a good night's sleep. So here's my top tips. Here's my top tips that will help you get a good night's sleep. And here's what I want you to do. I want you to do this every single night before you get ready to go to bed. Number 1, about an hour before going to bed, shut off all of your social media. Stop using your computer. Do not listen to energetic music and mentally prepare your mind and your body for sleep. Okay? You need to slow yourself down. You need to relax. You need to put yourself in a state to where you can go to sleep. You're not worried about things. Number 2, find a really good herbal tea. And if you feel like you have the need to drink something hot, that's me. I used to drink coffee at night. I used to drink decaf coffee at night. And then I got to a point where it was like, gosh, that I can't be doing that because I like my coffee with creamer. Well, that's got sugar in it. That kind of wires you up a little bit at night. Okay, so find a good herbal tea. And here's what I like. I personally like Gold by Organifi. So you can look that up, Organifi. It's called Gold. And I get mine at the Vitamin Shop, and you can also order it online as well too. Number 3, as I'm drinking my tea, I will then go over my bottom line upfront planning method to review what it is that I did for the day, and I will write down my bottom line upfront for tomorrow, for the next day. That kind of helps me review what it is that I've done throughout the day, and it helps me kind of mentally get myself ready for what it is that I need to focus on for tomorrow, which is my next step. Number 4, when I'm done with my tea and I'm writing in my bottom line up front planning method, I personally like to listen to relaxing music and meditate to the soothing sounds. All right. Nothing energetic. All right. Nothing energetic. I like to listen to either alpha wave music or chill step. Okay. And I kind of meditate on that just a little bit. I kind of think about it's like, okay, I got my eyes closed. I'm listening. I'm kind of meditating. I'm doing a little bit of an intentional thinking. Okay. I'm unwinding. I'm relaxing. Okay. Which leads to number 5. When I'm ready to go to bed, I will brush my teeth, say goodnight to my family, get my CPAP machine on, turn off all the lights, and get it as dark as possible. I'm telling you, that's a key thing too. If lights getting in through your curtains, or you got night lights on, or you got a light in your bathroom, whatever the case may be, get it as dark as possible within your room. Okay. And then what I do from there is, and this is very important, what I do from there is I kind of tell myself in my mind, kind of mentally, it's like, what was I most thankful for? What was I most grateful for today? I put myself in a state of gratitude before going to bed. All right. And then I say my prayer. I got a particular prayer that I say with my family each and every night. We actually say that prayer. Gosh, we say that prayer at least 4 or 5 times a day. Okay. We have this little prayer that we say, whether we're eating, getting up, getting ready to go to bed, whatever the case, that we say throughout the day. And then I'll close my eyes, and you know what? I won't think about anything but falling asleep. And that's it. I'm done. It's time to go to bed. And usually within about 5 minutes or less, I'm out. Okay. I'm absolutely out. I'm asleep. Okay. So that's kind of how you get ready to get a great night's sleep. Okay. You have to narrow it down to those essential habits that prepare your mind and your body to get ready to go to sleep. All right, so if you got some value from this video right here, please let me know with the comments below the video here. And I look forward to motivating and inspiring you. Okay, and that's my goal here. I want to motivate and I want to inspire you. All right, so if you find my videos motivating and inspiring and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. Give me a thumbs up. And if there's something that you want me to talk about, please let me know. Drop a comment and say, hey, Terry, I want to hear your thoughts on this. I want to know what you think about that. How can I help you? How can I serve you? Okay. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. All right. Have a good day.